Hey folks, Patrick again from Soaring Profits here. And we just had an interesting interview with Janet Yellen. She's the Treasury Secretary of the United States. And basically, we're going to show a clip here in a second. But basically, she comes out and basically says, oh, we've gotten this all wrong. And inflation is really problematic. And what are we going to do about it? Let's take a look here and see what she's got going on.
Secretary Yellen issuing a mea culpa.
I was wrong then about the path that inflation would take. As I mentioned, there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy that have boosted energy and food prices and supply bottlenecks that have affected our economy badly that I at the time didn't fully understand.
We need to get to AMH down in DC.
Crazy. Let's pull this up here. So do we believe her, right? These are the questions we got to start asking each other, right? Is that when you print $7 trillion, do the people really believe that pricing isn't going to go up? You're going to stabilize an economy. These are the pros, right? These are the best in the business. And they couldn't realize that printing that much money was going to be problematic. So where do we go from here? Well, obviously we saw the market today get smashed. It was a pretty red day. The only thing that I saw that was up there that was green at all today was Salesforce. And that was something that I did not expect. Some of the views that I've kind of considered on what was going to happen with that, I did not see that it would be up at 10%. Salesforce is an interesting company, but if you don't have customers, how do you have customer relations software? That's important. So where do we go from here? What do they know? What's coming? Europe right now they're already in a recession. We thought we were in a recession. They are. Inflation is 8, 9, 10% over there, and that's what they're reporting. So we just saw the Bank of Canada, today, raise interest rates by 0.5. So 50 basis points is basically making your mortgage more expensive, your car loans more expensive, all of that sort of thing. Hey, I got James that just jumped into the chat here. That's awesome. I got a couple of people here. Hi, James. Good to see you, buddy. So what we're looking at here right now is where do we go from here and what's next? So when we look at the markets are bleeding red today. We've got a couple different things. I said that this was going to be a really volatile week, but we still haven't had that capitulation. That's that fancy word that we talked about a little while ago about where retail investors, the average Joe investor says, I'm done, I'm bleeding, I can't take it anymore. We just haven't hit that yet. And what I'm concerned is that this little rally that we've had over the last couple of days is just getting beat down, right? This is creating liquidity for some of the big guys, some of the bigger hedge funds that allows them to get their money and run, okay? We've got a bond market is not doing well. You have these zombie companies that are being tagged, these companies that are their costs of debt, right? How much it costs them in interest every month is more than they're bringing in. So what they're doing is they're constantly needing to get more and more and more debt to stay alive. And I think it's a great way to describe them as a zombie company. But there's some pretty big ones. Like American Airlines right now is considered a zombie corp, where they are not bringing in enough money to even facilitate the payments of their debt. Well, that's a bankruptcy, right? Ready to happen. So a lot of people right now are buying into some of these companies because they're like, wow, if they can get their finances together, they're going to shoot. Do we think American Airlines is going to close? Yeah, they could, right? Like if you go back in history, airlines open and close, open and close, open and close. Everybody's favorite, Trump, he used to have an airline, right? So when you start dialing in to some of these equations and what's coming down the pipe, it's a little bit scary. So with Janet, the pro, the professional, everything that she brought to the table, and she couldn't figure out that printing $7 trillion was going to give people extra money and they were going to go spend that money and it was going to cause inflation. You got to have your wherewithal about you right now because they're coming for your money and it's not going to be pretty. So again, we say go to cash, look in real estate, purchase assets that are going to appreciate and go from there. So as always, folks, again, I love this new technology. We're just getting used to this stuff. I think as we go and develop and continue to grow this, I'm excited. So anyways, you guys have a great day. I'm sure I'll be back a little bit later tonight to talk a little bit more about the complete market overview, and maybe we'll even get Mr. James involved. So thanks, folks, as always. Let's try to make some money together. Talk to you soon.